Hello people, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day today. And we are back with another video right here. So we got some updates. It's gonna be a quick video, probably not longer than 10 minutes, but it's just gonna be a quick video talking about the updates of players of the team, like Nwaneri, for example, is on the title as well. So apparently Man United won the guy. They're monitoring the situation between the player and the club as well. And more on Gyokeres, because that's going to be a big talk until he scores a goal. And I just found more proof. And every time I look at the team and I look at the social media, videos and stuff like that, I find out even more how the issue is the tactics, the way we play football, how afraid the midfielders and the wingers are to lose the ball. So in my opinion, it doesn't have to do with Gyokeres, it has to do with us not playing to the strengths of the player, not doing what's best for the player to score. And there's a compilation that I'm probably not going to show because of copyright, but of Gyokeres getting chances, and if you take a look at those chances, they're not even serious. Probably like 2 or 3 chances maybe that Gyokeres could have scored, but the guy is trying to get rhythm. So if you don't play those chances every single game, at least 1 or twice per game, he's not gonna get, that rhythm that we require him to have. It's a different league, he needs to adjust, but it's definitely a situation that we have to improve on. We cannot just have a guy that scored 54 goals last season and basically have him look like fucking Chamak right now. So let me just show you right here. I'm gonna switch on. This is the situation with Nwaneri. That's gonna be the first one of today. Basically, Man United are reportedly monitoring the situation of Arsenal with Nwaneri. We know the guy has been lacking minutes. The manager doesn't fancy him, in my opinion. He hasn't had too many chances, same as Lewis Skelly. The difference is Lewis Skelly plays 10 minutes per game or so. He plays in the Champions League as well. Whilst Nwaneri, he barely gets chances against teams in the Carabao Cup or maybe FA Cups. But we saw that he wasn't even featured against the last place Wolverhampton Wanderers. Like, he couldn't even play against them. Against Brujas, couldn't get a minute. So that tells me that the manager doesn't fancy him. The manager doesn't want the guy to be in the team. He thinks he's not ready. So what's the situation going to be? Is he going to be sent on loan? Are we going to use him? Well, not quite sure under this manager. These are some of the thoughts of the fans. Losers want something good. Arteta won't let none of these boys go. I disagree with it. I disagree because Mikel Arteta is not even playing the kid. And not only that, at least give him some pity minutes to see if we can get something out of him, because the price tag is going to just keep going low and low and low. And it's going to keep lower because he's not going to feature in games for us. So if you want a player to at least keep the value or maybe improve kind of a little bit, you have to play the kid. You have to let other teams know and see what the guy is about. And Mikel Arteta, he doesn't play Nwaneri. He doesn't fancy Nwaneri. Even when Odegaard was injured, he barely played. Eze was playing on that spot. So I don't think the manager likes Nwaneri. He sees that the kid is lacking something. In my opinion, every time he comes into the pitch, he looks good. He is not afraid to play a bad pass. He plays through balls to the strikers or whoever is in front of him. He shoots very well. Normally he does the Saka type of shot, the Arjen Robben that we know type of shot. And he does it better than Saka, in my opinion. And yeah, he has some raw things because he's a young kid and needs to develop. He's not like Saka when he was a kid. When Saka came into the team, he destroyed the opposition when he came in. He needs to develop. But Nwaneri to develop needs game time. He needs to play against the smaller oppositions like bad oppositions. The thing is, all of this situation tells me that we are not ready to play him, because against Wolves we needed 2 on goals. That literally Wolves scored the 3 goals for us to win, and that tells me the manager is not trusting the team. He's not trusting on the people that's available. He doesn't trust the guys that are on the bench, and we can clearly see why he's rushing players that are coming off an injury. He rushed Saliba. Saliba's not 100% fit, and he played against Wolves the whole 90 minutes. That tells me that this manager doesn't trust the guys that are on the bench. He doesn't think that we have a fixed bench. They can all say we have a fixed bench and we did a lot in the transfer window and things like that. The truth is otherwise, because we have guys on the bench ready to play, and Nwaneri can't get a minute, and Norgard cannot get a minute. He's a new signing. So it's a worrying situation, the fact that we're not playing Nwaneri, due to the fact that he's going to lose value. He's not going to be, a guy that we're going to cash in and, get someone better in the team or something like that, because the real thing is, the real situation is right now, if he's not playing for us, his value is going to keep getting lower and lower, and we're not going to cash in. We're not going to get big money, and he's a young kid. We can get big money if he plays. He hasn't done bad when he came in. All the games he's played this season, with the exception of the one that we played in the FA Cup, but other than that game, he played very good, and he's been someone that we can trust. The manager doesn't trust him, so his value is just gonna keep getting lower and lower, and I don't blame the kid if he wants to go. He needs game time, otherwise his career is gonna be over. And the same situation is gonna happen to Lewis Skelly. The same thing. Lewis Skelly is literally a carbon copy of what Maitland-Niles was at the team. Playing out of position, playing left back, and he's gonna have to go if he wants to improve as a footballer. So a lot of the fans don't trust on this type of news. We're not gonna get 75 million for him because he barely plays for us. Like, he cannot get a single minute for us because the manager doesn't trust him. So as I just said here, the sooner he leaves, the better for his career. Arteta doesn't rate him and won't even play him, at least to increase his value. Fuck Arteta and the favoritism to certain players when he is more creative than our captain. And that's something that I wanted to touch on, and just, let's be honest here, people. Ethan Nwaneri, whenever he's on the pitch, he creates more than what Martin Odegaard does. Martin Odegaard is a number 8. I trust Martin Odegaard to have the ball and do that transition from defense to offense, but he's not gonna play a long ball. He's not gonna play he's not gonna play a pass that is gonna get onto the striker just to get a 1v1 situation. He's not creative. The things he does is, when the opposition team is parking the bus, he does those over the top balls that are not good, only worked out against Spurs because they're shit. But in terms of a number 8, Martin Odegaard does what a number 8 does. What a Toni Kroos, for example, did at Real Madrid. That's something that we have gold right there, with Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard playing number 6 and number 8 respectively, and then adding Eze to the team. And if Eze is not playing well, you add Ethan Nwaneri to the team, and he can play as an attack midfielder. Ethan Nwaneri is more creative than Martin Odegaard. The only thing here is that Martin Odegaard is the favorite of the manager. The manager loves Martin Odegaard. We know that's his favorite player. There's a reason why he's the captain, and that the only reason is because the manager likes Martin Odegaard. You take a look at the team, and you can ask every single fucking fan that doesn't have a blindfold on, and they're gonna talk about possible captains on Declan Rice and Gabriel Magalhaes, and you're telling me Martin Odegaard is better than those guys as a captain, more vocal, more like captain-esque. No, he's not. He's not, bro. We know Gabriel Magalhaes is a captain. He's supposed to be the captain of the team, same as Declan Rice. There's a reason why he was a captain of at West Ham, and as soon as he left West Ham, they looked shit. Why? Because they lost a big player, £100 million player. That's what they lost. That's what we bought. So, Martin Odegaard, in my opinion, we should try to play the guy as a number 8, and that will give chances for Nwaneri to play as an attacking midfielder, because as an attacking midfielder, Ethan Nwaneri is way better than Martin Odegaard. But we're gonna have to see the transfer window, see what happens, and hopefully we're gonna get to see Ethan Nwaneri play more. In my opinion, hopefully he will play more. Now on to some of the things that I'm looking at here on X about Victor Gyokeres. And this is what I'm talking about, people. We've been in this situation before, game after game after game, and it always happens. And this is the game that we scored 5 goals against Leeds United, where Gyokeres scored a solo goal. But this was in the first half. Look at the pass right here. Gyokeres is so strong, he can get that defender off. He can literally brush him off and then get a shot. And this is something that has happened so far throughout the season. But instead of Subimendi, we can add Odegaard to the picture. Martin Odegaard, all the time, he's in this type of positions and plays in which he prefers to pass the ball to Saka, or prefers to pass the ball to Martinelli instead of just playing Gyokeres through. Like, I don't know what the issue is with Gyokeres and Odegaard, or maybe the tactics of, or what the manager wants us to do. But in my opinion, it seems like Martin Odegaard doesn't trust Gyokeres making this a great chance. Like, he doesn't trust that Gyokeres is going to take on the defender and brush him off and then get a shot. He doesn't trust that Gyokeres is going to get to the ball, or, you know, make a run, a fast-paced run to get the 1v1. And that's something that I would say, is that Odegaard doesn't trust Gyokeres. But I have to go back to seasons before, and I've seen Martin Odegaard doing the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't matter who's playing on front. It doesn't matter if it's Havertz, doesn't matter if it's Jesus, or if it's Saka making the run or whatnot. Martin Odegaard doesn't play those passes because he doesn't have that in his locker. Like, he thinks too much. He thinks too much before doing a play. That's why he takes so many touches, time and time again. That's the only reason why he does that, because he doesn't trust his abilities or his teammates' abilities. But in my opinion, that has to do with the player. Martin Odegaard has a trust issue or a confidence issue. It's either within himself or with the players around him, but he's not gonna play those passes because he doesn't have that in his locker, in my opinion. He doesn't have that quality to play a pass, a Mesut Ozil type of pass, to free the striker. That's why we're talking about Gyokeres starving for chances, starving. And when we've been in this situation before as a team at the club. I watch every Arsenal game since 2006, people. Well, 2006, 2007, when I became a fan. I'm not that old. And we've had this issue before. We've had this before. Until we got Aubameyang, for example, that he was the golden boot for a reason, and then we literally crushed that. And since Aubameyang, we haven't had a prolific striker. We bought the guy that scored 54 goals last season, and we cannot get the guy to score goals. That's an Arsenal issue. We've done the same with Giroud, for example. I know Giroud hasn't had the quality and stuff like that, but we were struggling to get chances to him, and we had to play crosses. It was very lucky for us that he was tall and strong and could jump and get a header in. But we happened to have the same situation with, like I said, struggling for goals. So this is a pattern in the Arsenal team. There is something that we lack when it comes to going forward. We have strikers capable of scoring goals, and we literally dry them. And this is a perfect example of it. We've had this situation before a bunch of times throughout the season, and the thing is, we don't play the ball to Gyokeres. We prefer to go wide. We prefer to make a cross. We are avoiding direct attacks to the opposition teams, and I don't get why we're doing it. We have the quality to just play direct football and score. And the only times we've done it this season is when you have Eze and Martinelli on the pitch. Every time Martinelli comes in off the bench and you have someone playing that long ball, we can see that we score goals. That's something that we like. If we could do that the 90 minutes, it would be different. It would be great. We would score more goals. We wouldn't be so set piece dependent. And this is some of the things, let me just read it out. This is what Arteta means when he says our midfielders have to adjust to Gyokeres. I agree with it. We find ourselves in multiple situations like this every game. Apart from Trossard, hardly anyone passes the ball into space. Even in the screenshot below, Subimendi decides to slow down and passes it to Odegaard. That's what I'm talking about. We've always had these situations before, and we end up passing the ball to Saka or whoever is in the middle. And we're looking at the run here. Gyokeres can clearly deal with that defender and create a chance, or shoot and score a goal. That is what I'm talking about. That happens all the time, every single game. I'm not going to show more videos because of copyright. Maybe just... No, I'm not going to show any videos, to be honest, because it can be copyrighted. But this is something that happens all of the time when it comes to Arsenal. We are not playing direct football. We're not playing to the striker's strength. And I'm just going to go up here real quick because I made one of the replies. Let me just go at it. Here it is. Martin Odegaard started 6 games in the Premier League this season, and 3 of them he left at half-time due to injury. Just wait until he gets back into the Arsenal team and he gets the run of games. Bro, we've had enough of him. My reply was, we already had enough of him when he was fit. It's time to move on from him as a 10, play him as a 8, or to compete with Subimendi, or just sell him and get someone better. That's what we should do. As a number 8, I think he would be more free to play those passes. He feels different when he's at the number 8 position. He feels more creative, more... He can get a foul in our favor. He can play a pass that's going to lead us later to an attack, a prolific attack. But he is not the threat that's going to connect the attack with the striker. No, he's going to connect the defense to the attack, and then someone else has to carry that momentum into the striking options. So that's one of the things. Here, that's what I was going to show you. We need this type of player at Arsenal, and we have a Kevin De Bruyne picture. This thickhead, no we don't. We just need to play to Victor Gyokeres' strength. The thing is, we don't have players to play to his strength. We don't have players that are going to do what Gyokeres needs to score goals. That's the situation that we're in right now. And in my replies, just let me know if you agree. And what happens when our players are unable to play to his strengths? There is enough proof showing Odegaard. And I'm just not going to talk too much about Odegaard. But Odegaard, Subimendi, Declan Rice, Saka, Madueke, or Martinelli, those guys, they are unable to play to Gyokeres' strengths. They cannot play through balls. They don't make good crosses. Like, he takes too many touches. For example, Odegaard right here. And the thing is, as a team, we play always on the right. We always play to Saka, especially when Odegaard is on the pitch. But when he's not, we can't see a pattern of play. We always play the ball to Saka. It's always Saka, Saka, Saka. And that's why he has had so many issues physically. Because we depend too much on Saka, and we are looking at a guy that is no longer scoring any more goals. He is not... he hasn't been prolific, to be fair to him. Let me just go to the likes right here. Let me show you, because I just gave me a like. There it is. Saka in the last 9 games of the last 4 seasons, 36 games, 3 non-penalty goals and 3 assists. And that was in the last 9 games of the last 4 seasons, but overall Saka has not been that prolific anymore. We saw yesterday, the picture that I showed you, that Saka has just 3 goals and 1 assist this season. The contributions have not been up to what we expect from Bukayo Saka. Here it is. No, 4 goals. That's it. 1 penalty goal. We are struggling with the front players, like the players up front. Everich Eze scored a hat-trick against Spurs, 1 goal against Crystal Palace, disappeared. Leandro Trossard, he came into the team, he's back. I think he's got the best GA in the team with 7, if I'm not mistaken. But that's it, people. Like, our best GA player is Leandro Trossard, and he hasn't played too much. He has not been... Well, he's been injured. He's not been playing the 90 minutes normally because of injuries or situations like against Aston Villa. He came in the second half and they had to be switched off because he was not feeling well. Those are things that we cannot rely on. And we're literally relying on Leandro Trossard to help us. And he's not been that consistent this season because of injuries and he has to be switched off sometimes. But just looking at the stats right here, we are having a tough season offensively, and there's something that we need to do to get that offensive going because, bro, like, seriously, we used to have a good attacking team. I don't know what's going on. We just bought a guy that scored 54 goals, and we're literally making him look like fucking Chamak. It's a disgrace. And just to finish off, people, let me just go out here. This is one of the talks that Michael Richards has said, and it's about Noni Madueke playing on the right and Bukayo Saka playing on the left. And this is something that I talked about before, one of my lives. I think this is the best thing that we could do. Why? Because Bukayo Saka has the talent to play right wing, left wing. And we have to remember, when he came into the team, he was playing left back. He is so good. We know his impact is good on the right as well as he's good on the left. He can produce the same quality on both sides. It doesn't matter if he's left-footed or right-footed. In my opinion, actually it would benefit him more if he plays on the left, because we normally see on the right when he has to drift to the right, he doesn't have a right foot to trust in. Rather, if he plays on the left, he does have that left foot that can carry him to score goals or make better crosses. Whenever he cuts inside when he's playing in the right, he doesn't score. People were saying, like, let him cut to inside and make a shot and he's going to score goals. Well, he hasn't. We haven't seen that from Saka in a long time. So what's the point? Just play him on the left where he can at least cross the ball or get better shots when it comes to drifting towards the edge of the corner, instead of just having him caught inside and missing shots. So in my opinion, the best thing that we could do is just play Saka on the left, because Noni Madueke on the left is not good enough. We've seen that every time Noni Madueke plays on the left, he misses a bunch of chances. He's not confident. He cannot dribble the ball that well. Noni Madueke is a right winger, and that's it. His capabilities are play right wing. That's all he does. And as a right wing, he is the best we have this season, because between him and Saka, there's not too many difference. Like, the only thing that I see is that Noni Madueke, at least he takes defenders on. He goes at defenders, leave them on the dust, and then scores. We've seen that against Brujas. We've seen it against, what was it? It was West Ham, I believe. But we've seen, let me just go, because I believe it was West Ham. let me just check on it. Because I'm quite sure. Well, he had a very good game. Oh, bro, that's. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it off because I'm just. The camera there looks awful. But Noni Madueke on the right is better than what Bukayo Saka has showed us this season. Noni Madueke has to play on the right wing. And I'm not talking shit about Saka. Saka is very good. He's been the best player, the best Arsenal player so far, years and seasons after seasons. But I'm talking about Noni Madueke on the right this season looks better than what Saka brings to us. He takes defenders on. He creates his own chances. He creates chances for for other players. He crosses the ball better with his right foot. The finishing product is getting there. He's scoring goals right now. And he looks more of a threat. Rather, Saka, you just see every time Saka has the ball on the right, two defenders go at him and he loses the ball. So what happens if he plays on the left? On the left, the situation is different because if we play Trossard right there, yes, we do have attacking options with Trossard, but he's not going to get too much attention from defenders. Martinelli, he's normally isolated and we don't even play the ball to him. So what happens if you play Saka on the left and Madueke on the right? The danger to the opposition is going to be the same level, at the same level, because now Odegaard, who we know is the main guy for his manager and he's not going to be out, Odegaard is going to have to play the ball to Saka, and he also has a tendency to go right. So the attack is going to be more balanced. The attack is going to be more, I'm just going to say, more productive, because now we can rely on Saka on the left. And if he's having a tough time and too many defenders are getting into him, now we have a chance to go right, where Madueke, we know he is unpredictable as an attacker. And I'm talking about, that's a thing we need. We need a guy that's unpredictable. We know he's going to take on the defenders and he's going to leave them on the dust. We know he's going to make a cross. We know he's going to shoot. He has that finishing product. He has that quality to play in the right wing. So if you add that, and then you play Saka on the left, and you know Saka is going to be as good on the left as he is on the right, now we have a team that's dangerous. You add Gyokeres to the team, and because of the attention that the defenders are going to have to put on the right and the left, Gyokeres is going to have more chances. Then you add Eze as an attacking midfielder, and you know the balls are going to get to each and every single striker that we have. So we do have options. The thing is this manager capable of pulling it off? I don't think so. We're just dreaming right here. As I just said, and most of the fans think the same way, Arteta needs to grow a pair and play Saka on the left. And this is what we should be doing. Seriously, Bukayo Saka is not the best player right now. This season, he's struggling. He's not scoring goals. He's not creating. What we do is we have to try to get the right balance. And the right balance is having Saka on the left. We know he started his career as a left back. He's good playing on the left. Bukayo Saka on the left can produce the same things that he's producing on the right, because he has that quality. He is that level of player. So him playing on the left, Madueke, that's very dangerous on the right, playing as a right winger, is going to bring more trouble to the opposition teams, and it's going to free Gyokeres so that Gyokeres can have more chances. That is the winning formula. And Eze as an attacking midfielder, then Odegaard as a number 8. Now if we do that, we're getting into a better attacking team. And if I can see that, I don't get why the manager cannot see it. It makes no sense. But yeah, people, other than that, that's basically the update on today's video. Well, those are my thoughts on today and the things that people have been talking about right here in social media. hope you guys have a great day. Hope you agree with some of my comments. But if you don't, just leave a comment. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see how the next games come up. And it's kind of late here, so sorry if I said some of the things that, you know, didn't make much sense. Kind of tired, but wanted to make the video and talk on it. And hope we see you guys soon. And of course, there's gonna be a video after every single game we play, in the Premier League. But yeah, guys, hope you have a great day and enjoy the rest of your day.